Welcome back to the show, everyone. I'm not sure how this is going to go because one of our guests and I just realized that we graduated 1 year apart from boarding school
and
together.
And somebody might have been a little bit of a bully. Maybe? Well, we'll find out more. They are the co-founders of Big Bad Boo Studios. Ali Jeddah and Shabnam Rezaei are joining us to tell us about mixed nuts and stuff. How are you both?
We're great.
Yeah. So Ali, anything you want to get off your chest, Ali?
Well, the cartoon series is really about bullies. And there was somebody that I remember from boarding school that kind of inspired it.
Was his name Michael Eckford?
No, I can't. I
can't. He can't reveal who it is.
Yeah.
It's very sensitive.
Yeah.
You guys, tell us about the studio. Shabnam, tell us a little bit about this and why you guys started that.
Sure. So our company's called Big Bad Boo, and we specifically make cartoons to teach kids about different cultures.
Yeah.
So our first show is called Mixed Nuts, and it's kind of like Peanuts, but the cast is international.
They're from everywhere.
Yeah. So we have kids from Iran and India and Korea and
You're
Cuba.
You're from Iran? I'm assuming your family's from India?
Originally.
Originally from India. And this is a conversation that happens around Canada every day because we never know if someone's from here, born here, everybody looks different. But I guess this is a way for the kids to break the ice and learn about other cultures and why other people look different. Is that what inspired you both?
Yeah, I mean, both of us have been really fortunate to have grown up in very multicultural environments, and we thought that it was something that that when you grow up knowing about different cultures, it just enriches your life.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to create a cartoon that was very entertaining and gave kids some sort of understanding or just a hint of different cultures to make them curious.
Yeah. Well, and you guys have branched out from that as well, because I think one of the struggles for parents is trying to teach their kids about their own heritage and their own culture while allowing them to just be their Canadian selves and where they grew up and everything. So how has this sort of grown from this, sort of original concept, Alan?
Well, we had the cartoon that teaches multiculturalism and is a lot of fun. But we also created an online store where parents can go and find all sorts of content, cartoons, games, books that teach their kids, about different cultures or different languages.
That's amazing, because I think it's so important for people to understand where they're from and also where other people are from. Shabnam, what kind of response have you had from families, parents, and even kids when they discover Mixed Nuts and what you guys are doing?
It's been really great. We started out, our first DVD was called Bob and Friends, The First Nowruz, which was about the Persian New Year. So it was kind of a Charlie Brown Christmas special. And we had Iranian families watching it and loving it and learning about the Persian New Year, their kids learning about it. But we also had Canadians and North Americans in general watching the show, learning about the traditions of Nowruz, jumping over fire, setting out a table, all the traditions that go along with gift giving.
Nice.
And so it expands the mind. And certainly in North America, we're very isolated from the rest of the world.
It's so true.
I grew up in Vienna in an international school where kids were from everywhere, and it was normal and natural to be exposed to all these different traditions at home, different cuisines. So it's great to be able to bring that to, a place where it doesn't exist, and so that people can learn a little bit about it. When they grow up, they're going to be more open-minded. So that's really kind of what we're trying to do.
Well, it just normalizes it, right, too? When you see it on TV and it's just part of, what comes on next, and it's part of, it's a cartoon.
Yeah,
right?
and that's what's so great about Vancouver is like you walk around and, everyone is from somewhere else and everyone looks a certain way, and, it's just so much fun to attend a wedding here or something like that. There's so much going on,
Yeah, all these things. So where do you see this going, Ali, as you guys continue to grow? I mean, obviously you've tapped into something and into a market that was extremely underserved, or maybe just people didn't even know was there.
We tend to think of just trying to enlighten people about different cultures and have a lot of fun creating cartoons that kids enjoy. And we're kind of enjoying it day to day.
Yeah. Did you guys know there would be a business in this? I mean, you're both highly educated. You both have lots of experience in different businesses. But, it's interesting that, you've grown from this sort of small kernel of an idea. Now you have, a staff of 70 or something?
Well, the funny thing is that we both had different jobs in New York. When we started the company on the side, kind of as a fun venture, to just have some fun creating cartoons and do something to give back. And I was running a telecom company, and she was in financial software.
So cartoons immediately came to
animation.
All of a sudden, hey, let's make a cartoon, and then all of a sudden we had a staff of 30 and then 70 in Vancouver. So it's been a lot of fun.
Well, and very gratifying, I would think, too, that you've really helped people in a really obvious way, you know, and
Yeah.
and a recognizable way to sort of cope with some issues and some struggles that people have. Because whether it's the bullying or whether it's, you know, growing up in a multicultural society, how to keep your kids attached to the culture that you know, you experienced as a youth, these are things that parents really deeply struggle with sometimes.
Absolutely, and you'd be surprised how prevalent it is everywhere that you go. You have these problems in Europe right now with, you know, immigrants from Africa and all over Asia. You know, people as they migrate from east to west, they're going to have these struggles. How do I hold on to my language? How do I hold on to my culture and traditions?
Or how do you learn about somebody else's too? And maybe you can tell us about your approach in the cartoon, because I mean, the innocent naivete of kids is the perfect way to start that conversation.
They're not afraid to ask questions.
Why do you look that way? But maybe you can tell us about your cast of characters and how they learn about each other.
Well, one of the things is that when you're dealing with multicultural content or kids from different places, it's very easy to have cheap jokes and make fun of the culture. We don't take that approach at all. So, you know, we have a board of cultural advisors from every culture that we reflect. And they review all the materials to make sure that we're accurate about the culture, and they review it to make sure that we're being respectful in different ways. And so, you know, we try and make sure that the content is really rich, but it's also got to be really funny because it's for kids, and at the end of the day,
hiding the educational part, because kids don't realize that they're learning, but that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, and you know, it's like everyday issues. One episode I love is the food episode where, you know, the kids have different kinds of foods. Jay has kimbap, which is Korean sushi. Sanjay has samosas for lunch. And Michael, who's our redhead, has a boring peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So he feels really boring. And the whole episode, until, you know, we have this big international buffet at the end and a blowout song that kind of goes through all the different foods from around the world. And basically the lesson is that, you know, explore different things and enjoy it and love it.
Well, Ali, it must be fascinating. I mean, putting all this together, right? When you talk about, you know, the board that you've set up to make sure that you're being culturally sensitive, all these things. I mean, just going through that whole process for everyone involved must be so enlightening, because you're learning, right? As you guys are doing the job as well.
Well, I think that's one of the funnest things about it, is the amount that we learn when we're going through it. And, you know, some of the emails that we get or the conversations we have with parents is just incredible. I had one parent from Ohio call me up and say, I don't know who you guys are, but I want to know where my kid can go and jump over the Persian fire during the Persian New Year. And I said, you know, are you Persian? And she said, no, my son saw this thing at school and won't shut up about goat cheese and wanted to learn about Persian culture. And so it's just fun that, you know, you take a kid that is not normally exposed to Persian culture, and all of a sudden he's looking forward to something that's new and exciting.
And that's what's great about it. Thanks so much, you guys. As we mentioned, you can check out the website because they have a great online store there. You can also watch Mixed Nuts on Shaw Multicultural Channel Sundays at 4 o'clock. Don't miss it. And Mike's not really a bully. That was
Ali, I apologize for anything I may or may not have done.
We can take this outside because I'm a little bigger than you.
What comes around goes around.
He says a little, he means a lot, and that's all right.
Thanks again, both of you. We're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we actually are going to take it outside, but we are going to be playing some volleyball with some pros right after this. Don't go away.
Do we have to?
Shucks.